Wait a couple seconds, let people have a chance to hop on here, and we will go live. Hey, if you're on here, let me know if you can hear me. That way, obviously, I'm not talking to myself without anybody being able to hear me, hopefully. So, hopefully, you guys are all having a good day. It is Sunday. It's been a good morning so far. Definitely been busy with church and everything else going on. So, so what questions you guys have, maybe with your machines going on or anything like that, let us know. That way we can obviously try helping you out and everything like that. So this is something I've been trying to start doing weekly. That way, obviously, we can address people that need help, or say if maybe you had a shipping issue with something you ordered from us, we can hopefully fix that if you never sent us an email. However, all the stuff that was ordered from Friday on has been shipped, so that's one good thing. We're definitely caught up on that. I had a couple orders today while I was at church. So once I'm done with this, I'll start getting the orders for church ready. My dogs, I'm sorry, they love knowing people are at my house in the front yard, which the kids are actually outside playing. So Koa, stop. So in turn, he is definitely gonna let everybody know that he knows you're out there. So, but so, uh, but I've seen some people, not many people, having issues with freeze dryers as we were seeing before, or at least they're not sending us messages. However, we have seen orders stay about where they normally are at. So people are replacing hoses as they need to. Demisters are something we've gotten a lot of email traffic on. And the hope is we will see those the middle of this week. So they've been shipped out, all that type of stuff. So the middle of this week, we're hoping to have more demisters in stock. So that way, once they're in stock, that's when they'll get put on the website, right? So we try our best to only, too early morning, it seems like. Try our best to only have stuff on the website that is in stock, such as our drying racks. So we had a green small one of a medium size, but it sold this morning. So obviously that's showing not in stock. But we do have the purple one. We do have the pink. And then we have large of the drying racks if you guys are interested in those. These right here have definitely saved a lot of space, and they tilt the tray so that way they're always dry. You guys don't have to worry about water catching up in those and stuff like that. So this is obviously the large size, and then we have a medium size. I need to make sure the small I have is actually an accurate size, due to the fact of I don't have a small system to verify. So I need to make sure that the small is an accurate size of what I have. And it's weird because it only has 3 trays. So I'm going to have to talk to a gentleman to see if he might be able to help me adjust that some. But these drying stacks definitely are in stock. These are food grade, by the way. So they're food grade filament. So if you guys have looked on many other sites or whatever, some people aren't using food safe or food grade filament whenever they do their 3D printing. Ours is bought by filaments.ca, so they're a Canadian company that makes food safe filaments. So obviously you're still going to want to extremely be careful when you're talking about this type of stuff, because there still are like little ridges and stuff like that. This one isn't too bad, but on the bottom sometimes you can see like a small little hole in here, in the filament. So it just looks like it's one layer probably deep, but you'll obviously want to make sure that you wash it, and make sure that you try keeping it as clean as possible. So this is a medium size though. The large size you'll see for 5 trays. So we do have those. If you're online, you have questions, throw it in the chat so that way I can try helping you out with freeze dry problems or questions you might have. Somebody asked the question earlier, what is the goal numbers that we're always looking for, right? And the goal numbers are always under 500 in 30 minutes. That's with your freeze on. And then we add 30 minutes of vacuum. So if you're not getting that, then you might want to look into some of the fixes that we have for your at least Harvest Right machine. If you're operating a Stay Fresh machine, let's look into where your leaks possibly could be. And then if you're offering a Blue Alpine machine, I would highly suggest possibly wrapping all your stuff with stretch and seal tape. That machine is definitely a lot harder to find the leaks because of the way the machine was built. And so we have some of those issues. But after I wrapped everything in the back of that machine, I was able to finally get below 500. In fact, I think I was right about 300 mTORs with the Blue Alpine machine. So the only machine so far that hasn't needed any fixes when it touched stuff is the Stay Fresh machine, right? So a lot of people are like, you're just promoting Stay Fresh. No, it's just we haven't had to fix it. So I promote Harvest Right machines due to the fact that we can fix them. We know the issues that we're going to most likely see, and we can fix them, right? So if you need a machine today and you want a machine today, hey, go buy a Harvest Right machine. There's not a wait on them. There's nothing like that. We can fix those machines, which is the good part about it, right? And they're easy to fix. So that's the good part about Harvest Right machines. I know there's a lot of people that are like plain old anti-Harvest Right or whatever. I don't personally promote them, just due to the fact that there's fixes we obviously can make or make them better. Where Stay Fresh is you plug it in and you kind of just go. And then Blue Alpine, there's fixes that need to kind of be done with a stretch and seal tape. I'm not a fan of the software whatsoever on it. So because it's not smart at all, like a Harvest Right software or a Stay Fresh software. It's actually, if you don't know freeze drying, that software can be very, very bad. I 100% believe. So I know we have a couple people online. So if you guys have questions, please leave them. If you just want to say hi, there's always the comment box as well. So we do have some people. We've opened up memberships. So right now, there's not really any benefits for being a member, I'll be honest. But that could change in the future. So Angel and I are going to kind of talk about it. Angel is my wife. And see if maybe people who are members or whatever will do a discount code or something on the website that it's only available to them. But we got to figure out how that works. Membership we have set up right now is $1.99 a month. We see like $1.40 of it. So if you want to support the channel and support Angel and I, it's always an option, right? But if not, hey, keep sharing. Let people know we're here to help them fix their machines. That's what we're here for, right? Is making sure people have fixed machines or good machines that maybe never need fixing. Or if they want accessories, we've started doing that stuff, right? So we've got printers back here now. There's now 3 of them because these things do take a long time to print. These are things I think are about 9-10 hours to print each. So we saw some demand with them, so we bought more printers. The kids are actually making toys and stuff too. So, well, my son is. So if you guys are ever interested in some toys, he's always got some stuff like that going on. In fact, he just made these pretty cool dragons. These things are pretty sweet. So they're like multicolored and stuff. So that's what the kids are doing with 3D printing, is making some dragons and stuff like that. So the wing moves out and stuff. So if you guys like it, hey, leave a comment for Peyton. Let him know, hey, I love your dragon or whatever. So these things are pretty cool. So he's working on some of those type dragon type thing right now. So we've been working on tray stackers, right? We will get more of them and in the colors that you're seeing for the drying racks and stuff like that. So right now we have green made, this mulberry purple, a dragon fruit pink, but we will see tray stackers for Stay Fresh and Harvest Right. These food safe filaments are a little more expensive than other filaments. So that's why we kind of started off a little slow with these, because we wanted to first make sure that they're actually going to sell, right? Nobody else that I've seen is making these. So we want to make sure, obviously, there was a demand for it. We sold, I think, a couple of them. Nothing too crazy, but there's also not a lot on the website. I'm also aware of that because the mediums just got put on there last night. So, but we do have silver that we can do. So down on the bottom is all of our food safe filament. If you guys can see that down there in those boxes. So there's silver, we got a yellow, some reds, and then there's another roll of green. And then as we do that, we'll start getting more and more in, which will make it easier to kind of keep up with everything we kind of have going on. So if you're buying stackers or you're buying other stuff like filament, okay, so this company itself, and I don't know if I can find the paperwork off the top of my head, they actually send out like a packet in an envelope that shows it's all food grade and all that type of stuff, or food safe, and it meets the requirements and everything like that. So yeah, that's where we're at kind of with all that stuff. If anybody has anything, waiting on some comments. I know sooner or later they will pop up. It normally happens about the 25-minute mark. But probably keep this somewhat short because we only got a couple people online right now. But if you guys have comments or have anything, please make sure you put a comment down in the bottom. So is there other stuff that I'm missing that you guys want to see, maybe printed or something that we're not seeing on the website? I know 90-degree fittings I need to get on the website, and I need to get a picture of the NAVAC adapters. So I will try getting that done today. And then I think we have one 6-foot hose still in stock. And then as you can see, the hoses are kind of just sitting here. And then we have some 4-foot ones. And I have a couple orders to ship out or not ship out, but I'll pack those today. So it's raining. The weather's been crazy here in Alaska. It's raining. We had a little bit of a mixture of snow and rain the other day. So the weather's just been all over the place where we're at. So let's see. Are there videos that you guys are maybe needing to see made or anything like that? I know I've been helping people fix doors and stuff lately. You should not have to push on your door to make sure the door gets a seal, right? It should be all that type of go. So you should have to pull out that door seal or nothing like that. It should be you close the door and the machine does its thing, right? So you shouldn't have to babysit it. So, oh man, no rain in 6 months. You guys didn't get no hurricanes then, obviously. So they must have all went right around you this year. So it's nice and warm in the house though. So yeah, we used to live in the Gulf Coast, so we were stationed down at Eglin Air Force Base in the Panhandle of Florida by Destin, and we had like multiple hurricanes and tropical storms and stuff come through, so we know how that works. But yeah, the Gulf has been pretty quiet, it seems like, this year. And we're in October, so you might get lucky. You might not see anything really this year, other than you'd probably need some rain. So yeah, if you've been looking at freeze dryers and stuff, I mean, obviously there's gonna be some people that are talking negative about one brand or the other and everything else, and you can go on and on about assembled in the US, made in the US, or whatever. At the end of the day, most of the parts are all coming from China, Vietnam, or they're coming from somewhere, right? There's no company right now that is 100% strictly made in the US. Like all parts are from the United States and everything like that. The only one that I know that is claiming they're 100% assembled in the US is Blue Alpine. However, there's some fixes, and then software is not very good on the Blue Alpine, in my personal opinion. So, and then I know Stay Fresh is saying like their electronics is assembled in the U.S., but most of the machine is assembled outside. And I know I personally seen Harvest Right, so I know their machine is 100% assembled somewhere else and brought in. So, yeah. So if you're only looking at personal use, you can use any of the companies, right? If you're looking at possibly, and I would highly consider this, right? If you're ever possibly looking at adding freeze-dried candy or anything to your business, do not buy a Blue Alpine. On the back of it, it says residential use only, and I'm sure nobody is going to approve a freeze dryer that says residential use only for a business. So I would just extremely be careful about that. So I not only am I not a fan of their software, but them listing that is like a huge turnoff for anybody who's looking at maybe starting a small business. Harvest Right, we can easily fix the issues that might come up other than software stuff because they have banned me and cease and desist and everything from promoting like the good software. So I can't promote software. I can't give out software. I can't do anything like that. So you're kind of stuck with that. Stay Fresh has been a workhorse for me anyway, and it's been a workhorse for many other people. But within the three brands, right, I would definitely go Harvest Right, or I would go Stay Fresh if you're looking at even a possibility of starting your own business, right? There are another brand getting ready to come on the market. I haven't got an email from them recently, but they're supposed to be shipping me out a machine to kind of test and stuff for them. And they asked me not to obviously release any information until they're ready to do their United States release. So really interested in seeing that machine. But as of right now, if you are thinking about operating a business, Harvest Right and Stay Fresh are where you want to stay. And then Blue Alpine is listed as residential use only. So I would highly probably steer clear of that if you have a possibility of wanting to do that. So what else we got? I know people got issues or they have questions, or if you have issues with Donald, let's hear it, man. Like, I know some people have been quick to try, oh, you fixed machines in your PJs. I've heard that. Like, hey, who cares, man? Like, I'm not here to impress people with what I wear or anything else like that. I like being comfortable at home, like many of you guys. And hopefully you're comfortable when you're fixing your freeze dryer or freeze drying as a whole, right? Like, does it matter if I was in my PJs? I guess it does to some people, but hey, let's just work on getting them fixed. How about that? So we got 9 people online. Questions, get in the chat, guys. Yeah, so Harvest Right. I think most bugs are fixed. Most bugs. The software is probably the biggest bug that's not fixed, in my opinion, because we still see a lot of relay boards failing on those machines. And the only way to get those relay boards right now is from Harvest Right. So they're getting stuck, and then in turn, they're burning food and stuff like that. So I haven't seen too many of the they just moved to a relay board. I'm pulling a complete blank. So, yeah. So I will reach out to a guy that I know that works on a Harvest Right. So that I know he works on way more machines than I ever do, and see what his what he identifies as the largest issues they have. Right. We fixed a lot of stuff with obviously better hoses and all that stuff. My research says not yet. And if you're planning on buying their large machine, I would not put money down on it right now. Gloria, hey, thank you so much for joining in with us, right? So if you have a Harvest Right that freezes but does not dry, right? So here's the thing we need to know. Does it get stuck in freeze and it never grows to the drying cycle? What does your mTOR say when it's actually in a drying cycle if it does get to that? So if you can answer those questions, we might be able to get closer to what we might need you to do. And if you've ever done any fixes to your Memoria, and we probably can definitely get you all set up and figured out what we need to do. So that is something that we get a lot of questions about. So we have Gloria at least on here wanting some help. So who else is over here? I know somebody else needs some help. Let's get some help going so that way we can hopefully get you guys up and running. That's what this channel is all about in the first place, right? Getting people's machines up and running and making sure we get fixes and all that type of stuff going. So, hey, if you guys have cats, that's the litter box you guys need to get. Like, that thing is an automatic litter box. So the cats go in there, about 5 minutes later, it just moves it around and it just goes down into a trash bag in the bottom and it pulls out. So if you have cats, that thing's legit. I don't take care of the cat litter box. My daughter does, but it beats sifting and everything else for sure. So it is kind of expensive though, but if you spent the money on a freeze dryer, I'm sure we could probably afford maybe a litter box to just go along and make your life a little easier. So I got Angel coming over, bringing me some drying racks. I see. We get some drying racks over here. You all done cleaning these ones up? Oh, here. So we got the green one. This one's already been sold, but we got the pink medium one for sure. So keeps cutting off to vacuum air. Not sure about other things. Okay, so what I would do, Gloria, is the biggest problems we have is stuff with the Felix fix, right? Angel, where are those Felix fixes now? Sorry about that. Okay, so Gloria, what I would do is order our Felix Fix kit, right? So it'll come just like this in a box. We'll open it up. And you'll get a new drain valve, right? Or, yeah, drain valve, I'm sorry. Some Teflon tape here, some stretch and seal tape, and some silicone, right? So if you look at my videos, the very first video I ever did was doing a Felix fix. So you'll get some of this. You'll get all the stuff you need in there. So go to fixmyfd.com, order the Felix fix kit. You'll get all this stuff, and it is everything we need to complete that fix, which is most of your vacuum leaks. So fixmyfd.com. So the other problem we see, and this can do with vacuum as well, is the hose, right? So if you look at your Harvest Right machine, it comes fitted with a JIC fitting. They don't provide you those, right? They provide you a standard fitted hose with a gasket and everything else. JIC fitting, a male and a female end should go together and fit together, Gloria. So this is a JIC fitted hose, and when you put it on, you'll hand tighten it, and then you actually use a wrench to get it on there real good, because there's no actual gasket or anything in here. It's a correct fitted hose, and that's why we do sell these hoses, and it's JIC on both sides. So this right here will get rid of vacuum leaks, but we also need to address all the other spots that are kind of on there as well, Gloria. So that would be my suggestion. At minimum, get this, we do see leaks in the vacuum hose, but this is always an option just to have a high quality one that's actually fitted correctly, Gloria. We do have, the standard is 4 feet that we carry, and we do have a 6 foot one if you're needing it a little bit longer. So, and that will ship out tomorrow if you order it today. I'll get it packed up today, and then it would ship out tomorrow with everything you need. Hey, I appreciate it. I tried my best. You know, some people obviously they're going to have really good experiences with machines, right? And I try asking people all the time, hey, send me a message if you're having issues with machines, so that way I can learn where issues are maybe at, right? So I know for me, I personally, thank goodness, it's in my description of the video. I put the link, so fixmyfd.com. I know I personally, right? I've owned, gosh, 7, 8 something machines. I can't even count anymore because I've sold machines that are actually working to try buying machines that are broken. We had some machines not work, and a lot of our machines that didn't work, honestly, were like cables and stuff. And then I owned a business, so I went to learn how to fix these machines. And then obviously I helped out a lot of people online. So personally for me, mine's always been a plug and play type thing. Have I been able to get machines down to lower mTOR by doing all the fixes I do? Yes, 100%. There hasn't been a machine I haven't gotten to a lower mTOR by doing the fixes. So in turn, that's why I believe in the fixes the way that I actually do. So, but I've been lucky not to have machines that personally have major vacuum issues like some other machines. The only machine that I've had that I could not get to a low vacuum was the Blue Alpine machine. And so in turn, that's why we tried testing stuff out, but unfortunately there's not waterproof seals where all the electronics and stuff are. So in turn, it was glitching out the electronics in there. So in turn, I just went in and just stretch and sealed everything. And that's how I was able to get to a low vacuum on that Blue Alpine. So the Stay Fresh unit, if you guys have seen me open the Stay Fresh unit on my YouTube channel, and I've opened every machine, so please don't think I was picking on Blue Alpine like some people. I've opened every machine, right? We've talked about every machine, the insides of Harvest Right machines to the insides of Stay Fresh machines, and personally what I believe is high quality stuff on the Stay Fresh and how they have it all connected. And then we obviously went through the Blue Alpine. I don't know how you would fix the Blue Alpine machine. I'm so worried about undoing some screws that are made out of plastic that I feel like I would break them and I would never be able to put them back on. So that's why we haven't looked at doing Teflon tape or anything else. Is I'm personally worried about just breaking the parts that are connected to that. So what else we got? I think we got Gloria kind of set up. I think we have a good like set up for what we got with Gloria going on. Who else has issues and everything else? So, and Gloria, you're not going to get this one that I opened up. You'll get a sealed up one. Don't worry. I'll make sure that you get one that's all hasn't been opened. So, what else we got going on? So I've gotten some emails about the tray stackers, right? These are the Stay Fresh tray stackers. These go right onto the tray. They lock in, and then the next tray goes on top, right? And then we got, you're welcome, Gloria. Then we have the Harvest Right tray stackers right on the website as well. I talked to the manufacturer of these filaments, right? They claim they're food safe and everything like that. However, we are not going to keep up with these colors. So the colors that are on the website are all that we will have of these colors, because we are moving to the one that actually provides the documentation, provides the paperwork, provides everything like that, that says their filament is food safe. So if you're going on Etsy and stuff, I would ask those sellers too, hey, are you using food safe filament if you're using it for your freeze dryer? And then ask if they're using a stainless steel tip or a tip for their printers, right? So bronze has like or brass, I'm sorry, has lead in it in the tip, where the stainless steel does not. We use only stainless steel in our printers. So these are Bamboo Lab printers. They're some of the top of the line currently printers. Yes, there are. It's funny when you look at printers because people are just like it is with us and freeze dryers. It's they have their own personal preference of a brand, right? So you have some people that love Harvest, right? Love Stay Fresh. You're gonna have people that love Blue Alpine. And printers, 3D printers, are exactly the same. It's kind of funny, and you'll see them attack each other on blogs and everything else. And that's what I kind of like about it is I did a lot of research on 3D printers. So if let's see, this I think overall it's worked out of the box. I can't complain. So if I look at it as a printer, I would say it's more of a Stay Fresh, right? There's other ones that are very user friendly that you can do a lot of upgrades with, that you can change out a lot of parts and all that stuff. And those are probably, and they've been on the market a lot longer, right? So I would say the audio could be dropping in and out. So I do live in Alaska. So I have Starlink internet. So hopefully I'm not dropping out too much for you. Let me check my internet and what state. We do have rain currently as well. So let me check what Starlink says for my upload and download. Canada's defreeze. That's a good question. So it looks like we're doing okay with upload speeds, but yes, I could be dropping in and out, and I'm sorry. So Canada's defreeze, nobody knows. I'll just be honest. I haven't seen many updates from them. I was supposed to do some testing for them, and then it kind of just went all sideways on that. And honestly, I would love to see the machine come online. They had a lot of stuff that they claim was happening and I believe could be very beneficial, being able to take out trays and maybe wash those trays and have a modular tray system. So there was a lot of stuff that I saw in the defreeze that I actually liked. However, it's one of those things that can you wanting it to be absolutely perfect the first time Model A comes out could be holding them back, possibly, because I think it might be good for like an alpha model to come out. Maybe they do discount it for testers to come out and people know, hey, this is a initial model and we want to get it out in 500 homes or whatever. It could be a possibility that they do something like that. That's what I kind of hope they do, but they would obviously have to let people know. But defreeze, we were expecting it like in June, I think it was, and we're now October and nobody's seen anything about it, and I haven't seen updates about it. So hopefully we see some updates about defreeze. They had a lot of stuff that was going to be cool. So hopefully we do see something about defreeze. So what else we got? I think defreeze is also trying to figure out how to get it imported in the United States and stuff like that too. So they were working a lot of like certifications, I think electrical wise, and then how to import it, ship it, all that type of stuff, right? You're shipping across international borders. And most of their customers were probably going to come from the United States, I bet. So, because that one, supposedly, I don't know, all the parts were at least coming from North America. So the temp sensor that's inside the Harvest Strike is not all that accurate. Yeah, so it's not, right? So when you look at R410, it should not be able to get to under like 30 degrees really, right? So some people's machines say their machines get to like -3. I think it's probably my guess would be a low quality thermocouple that they're kind of using, because they're obviously trying to make it cheaper in order to make sure they get it to a home freeze drying unit. But you can also see that the wires, or if you haven't done the thermistor bypass in the back of your tray system, you'll see the temps jumping up and down quite a bit in a short amount of time. And really that temperature shouldn't be jumping like that. So I do have a video on doing that bypass. So that can prevent some of those temperature jumps. And then we see that happen, especially when people go into like a vacuum freeze. You'll see their temperature change drastically within the Harvest Right machines. So yes, that temperature sensor they're using probably is not the most accurate. You can also say the same thing for the vacuum sensor that they have. If you guys actually see, the vacuum sensor goes crazy, right, until you get to like really low. There's higher quality ones, but the one they use isn't extremely high quality, but I think it's probably somewhere in the middle of quality when it comes to vacuum sensors as well. So, but the thing is though, with any of these brands, right, they could make probably the highest quality stuff, but now you're talking about probably spending the money of industrial freeze dryers, right? So I know there's a company in Salt Lake that does industrial freeze dryers, and they do have a like prototype machine they sell. But honestly, none of us want to spend $80,000 on a prototype machine to see how we're going to like an industrial freeze dryer, right? $80,000 is a lot of money. You could buy like 20 Stay Freshes and probably 25 or so Harvest Right machines, depending on size and everything else, right? So most people aren't going to spend that kind of money. I'm helping a lady right now that has like 12 Harvest Right freeze dryers, and she's slowly doing all the fixes and stuff for those machines, because she has machines that work and then some machines that don't work, right? So we found out one of the issues was obviously the door seal. So we got the door managed to fix and everything the other day. So now she's going in and actually doing the Felix Fix stuff with that. So yeah. So, and then she'll get that one done, and then she'll slowly start working on the other ones. So she knows she can get a hold of me at any time when she's ready to do that, because she paid for the one-on-one support with me. So I'm pretty much just waiting on her to give me a call and say, hey, Donald, I need help with this part, and we're going to get that machine up and running. So, but if you guys are having, let's see, I'm thinking my problem might be the connections on the tray chamber. So if you're having vacuum problems, it's probably not. So if you're talking about connections, if you're talking about when you open it up, there's an epoxy harness that goes inside your chamber. And then there's a vacuum sensor also right here. That's what we fix within the Felix Fix, right? We fix those, but we also put a higher quality drain valve on there, Gloria. So that is what we are doing. And that epoxy harness where the wires come out of the top, that is probably the #1 leak point in the Harvest Right machines. And that's what all these parts, so you get a good quality Teflon tape. And then if you have a white foam disc around that, Gloria, that's what we're going to use. We're going to take that off, and then you're going to put some silicone on that area, and that way it gets sucked into those little holes that are actually there, which are causing some of your leaks. And then after that, we're going to wrap some stretch and seal tape around it. And this isn't meant as a way to kind of, the other part should fix it. This right here, if you see it start sucking down, it means we're showing that there's still somewhat of a leak there, right? So it's kind of a multiple magnitude of things that we're trying to do when we do that fix. So, and then when we talk about the hose, We have some people that maybe get down to 350 and then they replace their hose, put a nice quality hose on. They might get down to 250 or 200, or I mean, I've seen some people below 100 once they do all the fixes, right? But a lot of it is dependent. Every machine is different, and it's so crazy how every machine can be so different. But I always promote for every machine to do all the fixes to include the hose, because that way we can just try identifying any spot that might have a small amount of um, a leak somewhere, right? The smallest leak is a leak we don't really want. Now we got more people online. If you're wanting to know about demisters, they have shipped. They shipped yesterday, I was told. I should have a tracking number update tomorrow. So I'm hoping to have them by the middle of the week, and then we would ship out right away, right? So it's really the demister container that we're missing. I have all the O-rings, I have the clamps, all that type of stuff that we need. We're waiting on those demisters to come. So they shipped, should be here hopefully the middle of next week if you're wanting those. And Gloria, if you're new to freeze drying, right, if you're using a Premier pump for the Harvest Right, there's a black demister is what Harvest Right calls them on the top of that. And that's what I'm talking about replacing, right? So some of those get clogged up with oil. They just get clogged up, and you'll see some smoke or mist coming out of that. The new demister kind of prevents a lot of that mist from coming out. And then it also, we've seen it, and I can't confirm, right? I know on my testing, I had better dry time, right? I've had some companies say they've made their dry time 20 to 30% better, but obviously there's no scientific facts. I'm not a scientist by any means. I'm a cop. So still, Gloria, still the same thing with an older machine. I would still do the same type of stuff, right? So that being said, if it's an older machine, I would check. Man, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. Where your vacuum hose goes into your Harvest Right freeze dryer, that elbow or L, right? Some of them are a 90 degree, and there's actually a fitting on here. So check that fitting. So what I normally do, if it actually has a fitting, right? They now weld those. But if it has a fitting, I would take that off and verify the O-ring's not bad. But I would take your hose and connect it direct to that and then run your function test. So if you're not following too much on my function test that I suggest, 30 minutes of freeze and then add 30 minutes of vacuum. And then we want to look at those numbers, and we want those numbers below 500 for sure. So, but check that elbow there. Those O-rings, because they use 90 degrees with O-rings, those O-rings do go bad inside that. And if you want that exact 90, they have them at Harvest Right. You just got to send them a message. I'm guessing they still have them, right? They don't use those anymore. So if they have a back stock of them, possibly they would sell them. We have 90s, but ours are a slight bit shorter than the ones that Harvest Right used in those machines. So what we've had people do, or what I've done, is put the 90 on, make it as tight as possible, put that side piece on, and then put the hose without actually connecting it all, and then you would put that on. And if you need to, send me an email at admin@fixmyfd.com, and I can always help you out trying to do that. Hey, Fred, hope you're having a good day. I have not seen Carrie Kavanaugh's videos on YouTube. I probably will check them out and see what all they're talking about over there. But honestly, most of the fixes we kind of already have on the site, but maybe they've found something better to do, and I'll check them out for sure. So we don't sell pumps. So the pumps, we try reaching out to the company that sells pumps, but obviously I feel that there's a company that probably has a good market share and they aren't trying to sell pumps to obviously compete with a company that sells freeze dryers. Currently, the NAVAC, the 12 CFM one, is probably the best one. You will need the NAVAC adapter for that pump, but that's probably the best one that is currently like not a harvest right pump. But I will say I've had a lot of success with the harvest right pump, so I can't like hate on them too much. The Premier pump is about $800, cheaper than the NAVAC 12 CFM. So, but Gloria, if you have issues with your stuff, there's always you can send me an email at admin@fixmyfd.com and we can kind of walk through some of the stuff to see where your leaks are really at. But I do have like a video on checking leaks and all that type of stuff. But honestly, I think if you follow the Felix fix and replace that vacuum hose, you'll probably fix most of those issues. And then do you have ice rings on your inside your drum? That's probably one thing too, because some of these machines do get low on Freon. So that can always be, a bummer as well, which you'd have to have somebody fill up your Freon with. So let's see here. Yeah, so I definitely check out that. And then, yeah. What else we got? What else people got? I know we're like 45 minutes in, so we'll probably give it a few more minutes or so and then probably go spend some time with the family. So if you're looking for the drying racks, as I said earlier, right now there's one of each on the site. Other than the green medium, it's been sold. I'll try getting another one put up in the next day or so. They take about 8-10 hours to print. So we'll try getting another medium green one put up here real soon. I don't put them on until they're completely printed, even though they're printing, right? Because I got to make sure that they have came out okay. For instance, like this one is good, right? It's the mulberry purple. If you guys are interested in, by the way, I've had one print, but like on the side here, like it started getting filament out the side. So obviously, I couldn't sell that to anybody. Like, there's no way it would have been sealed up close enough to where I'd really be comfortable. So, but yes, this is the mulberry purple. That's the large size for 5 trays, right? We have it in medium as well. And then you got the pink one, the pink dragon fruit. So we just verify that all of them look as good as we kind of can. They are 3D printed. So if you guys haven't messed with 3D printed stuff, there's always a possibility that there's small defects in it. And typically we see that on the bottom of them because the bottom layers like the base of it, right? This one looks pretty good altogether. So you might see like the first layer just kind of messed up a little bit. So these are drying racks. So you set the trays in sideways like this. Angel, can you give me a drying rack or a tray? If my wife's down here, maybe not. Where's the stay fresh one or the harvest right? Oh, well, there's one. Sorry about that. So what you'll see is you just set it kind of in here like this, and it will hold it so it can dry, right? So it can kind of save some shelf room if you don't want them to lay on your shelf, or say if you're laying them this way, kind of definitely saves a lot of room. Having them dry, then all the water's obviously coming off. Tray stackers, right? So these ones lock into place just like this on your tray, and then you can obviously put 4 on each corner, and then you can now stack your food in the freezer. We do have larger ones as well. So these go in the corner. So if you look at these, right, they're quite a bit larger when it comes to stacking a tray. Probably almost double the size. So if you have taller food, that's what the larger tray stackers are for, and those should be on the website as well already. So hopefully that answers your question on the tray stackers there. Thanks. Yeah, we really like the drying racks. So we want to try finding ones for the Stay Fresh, but right now the Harvest Right ones, we have one that we are using to get on the counter, so that way we have them out of our way. So I wish I could print them a lot faster. I'll tell you that they take a long time to print. So not as bad as this kid's dragons he's working on right now, though. These dragons are like 16 hours. So they're like 4 dragons on each machine. So these things are sweet, though. The color schemes of them is just awesome. So that's my son. He's working on dragons and stuff. So he's loving these things. The wings even move, which is kind of cool. So, but yeah, he's like asking me to build him a web page and everything like that for his 3D printed toys, or whatever you want to call them. So I think he's looking at doing fidget toys and stuff like that after these are done. So, but luckily he got some stores locally that have decided to carry some of his toys and dragons and stuff, and they're already selling some of that type of stuff. So it's pretty cool. So what else we got? We got some people that need help. I know that. Or do you just have a just general comment? Do you guys like these Sunday afternoon-ish? Well, for me, it's afternoon. Do you guys like the Sunday afternoon chances to kind of talk and stuff, or is like this something you guys don't want to see in the future? I think this is like 3 weeks in a row we've kind of done it. Do I know Brasvo engines? I do not, but I can always Google it. So let me see if I can hop on Google. Gloria, I just got your order, so I'll make sure I get your stuff out. Thank you so much. Fred, while you do that, you should make a YouTube while you're doing it, man. I'm sure somebody else probably is working on an engine. They'll eventually see it and they'll want it, right? Gloria, if you put your email on there, I'll send you over an email. In fact, you should have an email from us confirming your order, and you can reply back to that email as well. I do now that I looked it up. So, where are these from? Let's see, the United States has a. So yeah, it looks like an old military type Jeep or something along that line. It was what it looks like. Take them anywhere. It looks like. So. All right, guys. Well, if you need anything from us, you can always comment on the video. You can write us admin@fixmyfd.com. If you need one-on-one support, there's always a one-on-one support product on the product page. If you need new hoses, you want a drying rack, drying trays, vacuum fixes, all that stuff. We have all that stuff on the website, fixmyfd.com. If it's on the website, it's ready to ship. So we try getting everything that's ordered by about 4 o'clock Alaska time out that same day, Monday through Friday. And then obviously it will go out the next day or so if you order. So everything gets shipped out priority mail, just like we've been doing. So typically it only takes 2 to 3 days. So don't let Alaska scare you. We have some people in obviously Washington, Oregon, stuff like that. It takes about 2 days. And then the East Coast is normally about 3 days, as long as the post office does their job. That being said, Christmas is around the corner and we expect some shipping delays probably to happen. But, we will do our best to at least get it out of our hands so that way it's getting over to you. So if you guys need anything else or come up with something else you guys see that, hey, this would be cool to have, Donald, let us know. As I said earlier, demisters are coming back in stock, hopefully the middle of this week. I have 20 of them coming. So we will get more, but 20 was the kind of order I could get right away. So 20 of those should be here at the middle of the week. So keep an eye out. I will make a post on YouTube for those. And then obviously, as I talked about really early too, if you're wanting to support us monthly, there is a membership button on the bottom or on this page that you can always sign up for $1.99 a month just to support Angel and I for everything that we're kind of doing. And we'll try keeping these Sundays going because it seems like people are interested in them for sure. So it'll be about the same time. I go to church about 10 o'clock. We come home, probably try grabbing some lunch, and then I try hopping on here. So if you guys want to join us next Sunday, that would be great. But you guys take care. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you guys soon.